Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lexus Velodrome. And this is American Cycling League's Saturday Night Rumble Devo Series, number 55. We're going to get racing going right away. We're starting out with our young riders. And I'm going to turn it over. Our normal or regular world-class announcer, John Walden Hughes, happens to be on an airplane right now to Zurich, Switzerland, where he's going to be announcing the 2021 European Track Championships. But we now have the announcer that taught John everything he knows, and that's Christine Walden Hughes. Take it away, Christine.
Thank you, and welcome everybody to the Lexus Velodrome. We're here for a great night of racing in downtown Detroit. We want to first of all before anything, thank our sponsors, Lexus, Mead Lexus of Southfield, Mead Lexus of Lakeside, Lexus of Ann Arbor, the Diversified Members Credit Union, and the Rafa Foundation. We have a great night of racing planned for you. It's going to be awesome, and we are going to start with the future of cycling, and that is our young juniors. The first race they're going to do is a 10-lap chase race. And on the line, I'm going to tell you who it is right now. First up is Jack Leary. Jack Leary, raise your hand. Right behind him, Dane DeGiulio. Then we've got Donovan de Graffenried. Ian Fisher, raise your hand, Ian. Silas Perry. Byron Johnson, number 14. I'm sorry, I'm having a moment here. Dontrell de Graffenried. So we got a couple of brothers in there. And at the back being held up by one of our young juniors coach, Joaquin Kiley, that's Kaizan Ward. So these boys are going to get their instructions from our chief referee, Bruce Carlson, and we're going to get this night of racing on our Devo Series off to a great start.
All right, riders, this is a 10-lap scratch race. For this race, you're going to come down to the apron from the rail, ride the apron around, and come onto the track on this side. If you're all together, there'll be a single bell to start the race. Okay, eyes up, no overlapping wheels.
When you go around, don't take off. Get a tempo, pick up your pace. Coming up there, so nobody's going too slow.
Okay. Riders ready, roll.
And they're off. These kids have been out here training at the Lexus Velodrome. Everything for our juniors, 18 and under, is completely free. So we're glad to see some new young ones out there joining our field. This last summer, we sent 16 kids to the National Championships in Trexlertown. We came home with a whole bunch of hardware, lots of medals, and they had a great time. So going up on the surface first is Jack Leary, followed by Dane DeGiulio, then Donovan de Graffenried, Byron Johnson, Ian Fisher, Silas Perry, Dontrell de Graffenried, and Kaizan Ward. We've got a range of ages out there from 12 to 8. So you can see them. They're getting organized out there. Joaquin works with these kids regularly. Right at the front right now is Dane DeGiulio, keeping a nice steady pace. The eyes up always, riders, and you want to ride on the wheel of the person in front of you, but not into it. So ride onto it. Watch where you're going. Eyes up, eyes up, eyes up. Pedal hard through that 50-degree banking. Look at these kids go. Silas Perry making a move over the top. They've got 7 to go in the bike race when they get to the line. Silas Perry trying to get to the front. Silas in the blue helmet. Down low at the black line. Donovan de Graffenried. Donovan now leading it out. Dane DeGiulio, Jack Leary sitting tight. Ian Fisher in 4th position. Silas Perry, look at keep your place, Good job. All right, eyes up, riders, eyes up every step of the way. Eyes up. And Donovan de Graffenried setting a nice steady pace out front. Jack Leary in the 2nd position. Riding nice and smooth there, nice and smooth with 5 to go in the bike race, 5 to go. Give them a cheer out there. They're working hard, these young guys. We need some girls, so if you got any girls, send them along. Still leading it out, Donovan DeGraffenried. Jack Leary in second position. Ian Fisher in third. Working hard to stay up there, Silas Perry, and coming up strong over the top, Dane DiGiulio. Dane DiGiulio making his move, trying to get up there, get into that fourth position. You want to ride a wheel, eyes up, do not overlap wheels. And look at this. Jack Leary making a move to the outside. We've got 3 to go in the bike race. That's a long way to go. That's a bold move for a young guy out there. Hold your positions, hold your positions. All the way. Jack Leary coming strong. Keep going. You're not clear yet, Jack. Keep it going up to the outside. Jack Leary clears it. He's up in the front of Donovan DeGraffenried. And look at this, Ian Fisher coming on strong. Look at those legs go. Everybody cheer these kids on. What a great job they're doing. Look at Jack Leary sprinting. Hold your position, guys, on. And look at this, Jack Leary, Ian Fisher, Donovan DeGraffenried. What a great job out there. Dane DiGiulio. Byron Johnson. Let's hear it for these kids. What a great job. The future of cycling right here in Detroit at the Lexus Velodrome. Heads up, kids, heads up. Woohoo! That's the way to start things out. They've already given my voice a test. Kaizan Ward is asking me something, but I'm not sure what it is. We've got a full night of racing coming up. Next up, we've got our semi-pro group. They're going to do a 20-lap chase. What's a chase, you ask? Well, it's just 20 laps straight up with a straight finish. The winner is the winner, person that crosses the line first at the end. As everybody gets up to the rail. All right. On the line, you're looking at Jackson Capella. He's in the front there, wearing the Lexus skin suit. Right behind them, Tom DiGiulio. Next up, Brett Mazzani. Then Avi Leary. Who is that? Donald Smith. I'm sorry I didn't get, he's been off for a few weeks, but now he's back. Karamia DiGiulio and James Woods. A field of 7 for this 20-lap race. Same rules apply. Eyes up, don't overlap wheels. Make sure you're clear before you come down into that open position.
All right, riders, this is a 20-lap scratch race. If you're all together when you come around, there'll be a single bell to start the race. Riders ready, roll.
All right, there they go. So we got 2 women in this field, Avi Leary and Karamia DiGiulio. Right now, Donald Smith is looking away to get up on that track, and the race is on. Donald punches it, and there he goes. So up front, it's Jackson Capella. Right behind him, Avi Leary. Then Donald Smith, Brett Mazzani, Tom DiGiulio, Karamia DiGiulio, not related, and James Woods. James Woods visiting us from Pennsylvania. Like we said, this is our development series, the Devo series, not to be confused with the Diva series, but our development series, trying to build up a core of bike racers, and we've done a pretty good job of it. Every week we add a few more. We're particularly proud of our junior program, as I mentioned earlier. If you've got a kid 18 or under with a lot of extra energy, send them on out and we'll teach them how to ride the Lexus Velodrome. Free coaching, free equipment to use, free track time, and we might even take them to the Nationals if they work hard enough, but you gotta work. Jackson Capella having a bike problem, so the race goes on. Brett Mazzani at the front. Thomas DiGiulio in that second position there. Mazzani pulls up. DiGiulio takes over. They've got 14 to go in the bike race. Caramia riding that wheel nice and steady. That's the first thing these kids learn is how to ride a wheel. James Woods pulls out of it for a little bit. A.V. Leary knows how to adjust for that. Now it's up to Caramia DiGiulio. She pulls up. James Woods takes over. A.V. Leary goes up at the same time, and at the front, Donald Smith. Everybody's pulling up. Nobody wants to take their turn, but here comes Brett Mazzani. He's going to hold the line right there. Thomas DiGiulio now back to the front of the field. And they've got 11 to go in the bike race. Keeping it nice and steady. DiGiulio pulls up. Caramia pulls up ahead of it. Now you got to drop down, get on the wheel of Brett Mazzani. And two people go up. Nobody's taking their turn. Come on. Come on. Donald Smith pulls up. If everybody pulled up, everybody would nobody be pulling. Brett Mazzani's got a little bit of a gap on Tom DiGiulio. Tom DiGiulio gives it a little bit of a kick to get up there. James Wood in third position. A.V. Leary in fourth. Donald Smith holding on, and Caramia DiGiulio. Mazzani goes up. DiGiulio takes over. As they're looking at 7 to go in the bike race. 7 to go, 7 to go. Keeping it nice and steady out there. James Woods out of Trexlertown. And A.V. goes up on that. Caramia pulls out of the line. I don't know what strategy these kids are using, but they're using something. Donald Smith now gives the signal. He's going up, and it's back to Brett Mazzani. And DiGiulio gives it a little bit of a kick, picks it up a little bit. Leading him out with 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go. Mazzani decides he's not going to go all the way to the back there. He'll see if he can punch his way in on the wheel of A.V. Leary. A.V. Leary sticking tight to the wheel of James Wood all the way through this race so far. He goes up, she goes up. She didn't go up. Okay, fooled me. All right, A.V. Leary now at the front. She picked it up. She's kicking it. Brett Mazzani fighting to stay on the wheel of the young lady. A.V. Leary out of Detroit. Look at her go. They got 2 to go in the bike race. Is A.V. Leary going to clean it up out here? Let's see what kind of a chargeback we have. Is A.V. Leary going strong all the way. A.V. Leary leading it out. Brett Mazzani and James Wood trying to close down the gap. But look at this young lady from Detroit. Let's hear her for A.V. Leary. She's going to get a win out there. The W for A.V. Leary, Brett Mazzani, James Woods, Tom DiGiulio, Donald Smith. Let's hear it for all of our racers. Great job out there. Kudos to A.V. Leary for riding a very smart race. Good work out there. Once again, nice racing out there by A.V. Leary. Brett Mazzani, James Wood, nice finish at the end. And now we're going to begin our round of match sprints. Match sprints, if you're not familiar with them, are generally 2 up, 2 racers going head to head. Oh, there's another chase. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a 30-lap chase for our A racers, our semi-pro A's. right. They too will be doing 30 laps. Make them go a little farther, a little further. You might see a repeat in colors of jerseys. Those guys are going to be teammates later on in the Madison. Our favorite event here at the American Cycling League, just because it's wild, crazy, and never ending in action. But in the meantime, you're looking at the line. First up, once again, that's Jackson Capella. Right behind him, it's Danelle Anderson in the red jersey. In the green. Jonathan Blazovic. Connell Alford. Will Bobrow. Mike Hartrick. Chris Fisher. Brendan Leary. Martin Vecchio. Tim Bober and Cameron Coleman. Tim Bober right there. Now we're looking at Cameron Coleman.
All right, riders, this is a 30-lap scratch race, 30-lap scratch race. If you're all together when you come around, there'll be a single bell to get the race started. Riders, ready, roll.
And they're off. All right, so Jackson Capella at the lead again. So with 30 to go, they're fighting for wheels there. Remember, do not overlap wheels ever. Jackson Capella in the front, Danelle Anderson, Jonathan Blazovic, Connell Alford in the red, Will Bobrow in green, Mike Hartrick also in green. Just to confuse us, Chris Fisher, Brandon Leary, and look at this, Jackson Capella setting a pretty tight pace at the front. He's already split up the field. Brandon Leary trying to get up there. He doesn't want to be gapped off the back, as now it's up to Danelle Anderson, who's kind of easing it up a little bit. But here we go with Jonathan Blazovic, who has proven over and over again that he's got the go power to do a great job out there. Jonathan Blazovic came out here last week and did a pretty good job. So we got a lot of action going out there right now. Will Bobrow leading the chase. This is the first jam of the night with our semi-pro A racers. Blazovic just riding away with it. They've got 24 to go. Hartrick pulls up and Brendan Leary takes over. So we've got a couple of different groups out there working hard. Blazovic decides, I think maybe I'll wait a minute. So he's waiting up for at least this group of 4 to get up to him so he can work together, because that's a long way to go, 22 laps. Couple miles all by yourself, going hard, and maybe not tonight. So Mike Hartrick's at the front right now with that red helmet and the green jersey. Now Brendan Leary takes over. Yes, you've heard that name out there. We got a whole bunch of Learys that come out here and race. They're a great family of great little bike racers. Connell Alford looking around to see what's up. He pulls up. Jonathan Blazovic now back at the front. He's not going to take a flyer anymore, but there goes Tim Bober. Bober, one of our strong riders out there, he pulls up, and Jackson Capella is off the saddle. He's going to work this crowd over as much as he can. Meanwhile, off the back, Cameron Coleman and Chris Fisher, they're about to be lapped by the field. Hold your positions, everybody. Hold your positions. Oh, it gets a little dicey out there. Martin Vecchio pulls off. Will Bobrow takes over. Now it's Mike Hartrick at the front. There's a lot of action going on out there. We got a pretty fast pace. 17 to go in the bike race. 17 to go when they get to the line. And at the front, Brandon Leary, he pulls up. Up goes Connell Alford. Tim Bober now at the front, pushing it. Jonathan Blazovic, who started this old crazy business, the high speed, settling in. And now Danelle Anderson eases up a little bit. Martin Vecchio Everybody's just pulling through on their rotation. Remember, these guys are going to be doing a Madison later on, most of them out there. Mike Hartrick setting the pace at the front. They all come out here and train regularly at the Madison. Speaking of Madisons, we're having the U.S. Madison Championships out here November 12th and 13th and 14th. You got to come out and see it. It will be amazing. Juniors and elites and women in both categories. Women elite, junior women. Blazovic still at the front, pulls up. Danelle Anderson. Woo, it got crazy there for a while. 11 to go in the bike race. 11 to go. If you're watching at home and you don't know where we are at the corner of I-75 and Mack Avenue in downtown Detroit. You can't miss it. It's a big white dome. And if you've ever driven by and wondered what's in it, this is what's in it. Wild, crazy bike racing. Now Tim Bober at the front at 9 to go. That's less than a mile out here on this 166-meter velodrome. Each lap is 1/10 of a mile. Now Blazovic picks it up at the front again. Blazovic not letting up all night long. Holy cow. And look at this. He keeps pulling him around. Blazovic pulls up. Danelle Anderson takes over. Do not overlap wheels. Do not overlap wheels. Eyes up, riders. Eyes up. Bober, oh, whoa, out of the field and around to the front. He's getting himself into the front to safe territory with 6 laps to go in the bike race. 6 laps to go. Bober almost loses it on Brandon Leary, but Bober's holding on to that black line right now. Brandon Leary drops right into the wheel of Tim Bober. Let's get here for these guys. They're doing a great job out there. All you people watching here in the audience, give them a round of applause as they're working hard out there with 4 to go in the bike race. Who's going to come out of this field to win it? They have been going back and forth all night long, and it is a little crazy out there. Bobrow pulls up. Hartrick takes over. They know the sprint is coming up with 3 to go. Oh, okay. Shoulder check, shoulder check, shoulder check. Martin Vecchio, just giving it a little nuance. Looking back, who's coming? Nobody's coming. Guess who's going? Martin Vecchio off the front now. Martin Vecchio on his wheel. Jonathan Blazovic, but Martin Vecchio trying to hold on, trying to come over the top. Connell, Alford, and way up high, it's Will Bobrow coming over the top. Here comes Brandon Leary, and oh my gosh, it's going to be Leary, Blazovic, Alford, Blazovic. No, it's Bobrow was in 3rd, Blazovic in 4th. Brandon Leary making a great sprint over the top to win it. Another W for Brandon Leary. Let's hear it for all of our semi-pro A racers. That was a great race out there. Everybody handling it. It was a lot of action, a lot of movement in the field. And coming in for the W, Brandon Leary. So the order of finish on that was Brandon Leary in 1st, Will Bobrow in 2nd, Connell Alford in 3rd, Jonathan Blazovic in 4th, and Martin Vecchio in 5th. As I mentioned earlier, we will be hosting the U.S. Madison National Championships November 12th through the 14th. We're starting with our first match sprint. That's Dane DiGiulio and Cormac Leary. Bruce, is this a race? No, they gotta get the go. So first up in our match sprints, we've got Dane DiGiulio in the front in the black jersey. Right behind him, that's Cormac Leary. So a match sprint is 3 laps around. And you'll see as we progress up the line to the bigger people, it's a little bit of a game of cat and mouse. A lot of strategy goes into it. Perhaps not exactly with these young'uns, but you got to learn it, so why not start young?
All right, riders, this is a 3-lap match sprint. It's 3 laps from here. Riders ready. Riders ready. Roll.
And they're off. So Dane DiGiulio is going to lead it out. First they got to get up on the track, which they're going to do in about 1 second. The rule on match sprints, whether they're for young kids or not, is you have to, if you draw the first position, you have to maintain that position for at least 1 lap. And Dane DiGiulio has done his job, so now he could try to get to the back if he wanted to. So they are pedaling on a 50-degree wall, by the way, on brakes without bikes, just so you know. Dane looking around to see where Cormac drops down. Oh, look at that. Cormac makes a nice move right there. Drops down to that black line as Dane jumps to accelerate. But Cormac, who's adjusting his number along the way, look at this court. Look at these kids go. Come on, let's show them on. Good job out there, kids, as Cormac Leary takes the W. Dane DiGiulio in second place. That's who's up now? Thank you. Yes, it does. All right, so we've got 2 of our new young riders. I think this is Danelle de Graffenried in the front with the black helmet on, and right behind him is Silas Perry. Now, Silas Perry has raced out here before, but Dantrell, this is his first race out here. He saw his brother Donovan race and decided he wanted to join him, and we're happy to have. We like families with lots of kids. And as I said, everything out here for all of our young juniors is at no charge. That's part of our mission here. The Lexus Velodrome is owned by the Detroit Fitness Foundation, which is a Michigan nonprofit. And our mission is to provide opportunities for the youth of Detroit. And so that's exactly what we're doing. not very many kids in very many cities have been up. Oh, sorry, Bruce.
Riders, this is a 3-lap match sprint. 3 laps from here. Riders ready, roll.
All right. So they're going to go 3 laps. Dontrell in the front, Silas in the back. As they get up on the velodrome, they're learning how it works out here. Dontrell setting the pace. Now we saw Silas Perry with a lot of energy early on. Hold your lines, guys. Hold your lines. Stay down on that black line, Dontrell. You're doing real good. Silas Perry now making a little bit of a move to come over the top as they hear the bell. Silas Perry working hard to get over the top. Now he's going further. Clear the wheel, and look at this. Silas Perry going over the top. He can drop down to that black line now. Dontrell chasing him down. Dontrell's first race. Silas Perry is showing that he's got some track experience. Let's hear it for Silas Perry with a W, and Dontrell de Graffenried for very successfully completing his first match sprint out here. Nice job, guys. Now next up, we've got some youngsters with a little bit more experience. Both of these riders that are going to come to the line right now did compete in the Nationals out at Trexlertown, which we hope that next summer we'll be able to take Dontrell and Silas and a whole bunch of other kids out to the Junior Nationals. But on the track right now in the front, on the red bike, that's Donald Smith. And on the bike with the pink wheels, that's Caramia DiGiulio.
Okay, riders, this is a 3-lap match sprint. 3 laps from here. Riders ready, roll.
All right. Donald Smith in the front. Caramia DiGiulio in the back. Both of these kids came home with hardware from the Nationals. So they know how to ride a bike race. They rode on the big track out at T-Town. Way bigger, way flatter than the Lexus Velodrome, which I was saying earlier, is that's 50-degree banking they're riding on. As Donald Smith leads it out, Caramia DiGiulio with her eye on the wheel. Oh, and Caramia DiGiulio making her move down low. Look at her go, Caramia DiGiulio off the saddle now. Donald Smith chasing her down. Caramia holding her lead. Donald Smith working hard, working in that slipstream to try to overcome Caramia DiGiulio. And it is going to be Caramia DiGiulio with the W. Nice racing by Caramia and Donald. Good work out there. All right, now we're going to have a 3-up. Normally it's 2, but this time it's 3. We've got Jack Leary, Ian Fisher, and Donovan de Graffenried. I think this is Donovan's second night of racing out here.
All right, riders, this is a 3-lap match sprint. It's 3 laps from here. Riders ready, roll.
All right, and they're off. Jack Leary with the lead out position. Ian Fisher and Donovan de Graffenried. As they get up on that track, And Donovan decides, "Well, I'm going to just see what happens if I go fast from the get-go." So now they got 2 to go, and Donovan DeGraffenried takes a flyer off the front. Look at him go. Donovan working hard out there. Jack trying to close it down, and Ian Fisher chasing Jack Leary. Donovan DeGraffenried's got to hold on for a 1/10 of a mile now. Can he hold on to that lead? Jack Leary and Ian Fisher duking it out for second. Donovan DeGraffenried looks like he's in a pretty good position to hold on to the W, and it's going to be Donovan DeGraffenried, Jack Leary, and Ian Fisher. What a great job out there. Nice work, all of you. A W for Donovan DeGraffenried. Don't be afraid to cheer on your favorite. I know there's relatives of all these kids out in the audience, so let them know you're here. And you can cheer for the other kids too. We're so happy to have so many kids here tonight. Oh, and now, look at this little one. 2 of them. We got Kaizan Ward. One of our officials who isn't here tonight likes to call him Tiger Ward. And he's facing Byron Johnson. I think this is Byron's first race. He's got his number upside down, but we know what that means. We know what it is.
Riders, this is your 3-lap match sprint. It is 3 laps from here. Riders ready, roll.
And they're off. Kaizan Ward leading it out. Byron Johnson following him. Just keep your eyes forward. Eyes up, eyes forward. As they get a pace going here, Kaizan Ward, he just can't help but look back. But look forward, look forward, look forward. Eyes up, eyes up, eyes up with 2 to go. Kaizan Ward holding on to the lead position. Byron Johnson looking to see if he can get over him. And now they're going to hear the bell with 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. And Byron Johnson picks it up. Look at Byron Johnson go. Holy smokes. That kid's got some long legs out there as he makes his move over Kaizan Ward. Let's hear it for Byron Johnson. 9 years old, Kaizan Ward. Byron Johnson with the W. Kaizan Ward at 8 comes in second. But he's good job out there, gentlemen. Nice work. Whoa, keep it steady. Ride straight, Kaizan. And a W for Byron Johnson. Joaquin, training these kids. Go in now, Byron. All right, now we move to a little larger sized racers. We've got James Wood and Tom DiGiulio out there. James Wood, as I mentioned earlier, visiting us from Pennsylvania. Tom DiGiulio all the way here from the east side. One of our regulars out here.
All right, riders, this is your 3-lap match sprint. It is 3 laps from here. Riders ready, roll.
And they're off. Okay, eyes up all the way, riders. So they'll have 2 to go when they get to the line. Nobody's working too hard yet, that's for sure. So Tom DiGiulio decides to get things going, and he's off the saddle. DiGiulio going up and over James Woods. James Woods trying to close the gap down, and DiGiulio's got a nice little gap right there, but look at this. James Woods accelerating, trying to get up and over. Can he get over Tom DiGiulio? Woods making a move up high. DiGiulio trying to hold on to it. And Woods has got the longer distance to go, but maybe DiGiulio, oh, hold on, and it's going to be Woods and DiGiulio. The W goes to Woods. Nice racing out there, gentlemen. All right. They're getting a little bigger and a little faster. Next up, we've got Brett Mazzani. That's in the green helmet. He's up against Avi Leary. You saw Avi take the win on that last race, so he's going to be challenged by somebody with a W already in their column. Typically in match racing, you get to win best 2 out of 3, but we're just doing a one-ups for everybody.
Okay, riders, this is a 3-lap match sprint, 3 laps from here. Riders ready, roll.
All right, there they go. So Brett Mazzani is required to take the first lap, but Avi Leary gets up right next to him. Not afraid to maneuver on this track, and now Avi Leary's going to kick it. Let's see if she can get up and over, clear Mazzani, and drop to that black line. Avi Leary going for it. Mazzani trying to fight back, accelerating that slipstream. They've got 1 to go. Mazzani moves to the outside. Avi Leary keeping her head down, going forward. Don't look back, just look forward. Mazzani trying to get up and over. Can he do it in this final turn 3? Could he come out of 4 in the lead? And it's going to be Avi Leary and Brett Mazzani. Another W for Avi Leary. Good job out there, both racers. Nice work. Give them a round of applause. Oh boy. Now we've got Jackson Capella and Cameron Coleman. Jackson Capella's been out racing for a number of years. Cameron for about 3 years now. Jackson started at the velodrome at Bloomer Park and transferred his skills to the Lexus Velodrome a few years ago. But when COVID hit, our program kind of took a dip and Jackson took a break, and we're very glad he's back. Cameron Coleman has been working at it all the time. I'll shut up now, Bruce.
Riders, this is a 3-lap match sprint. 3-lap match sprint, 3 laps from here. Riders ready, roll.
All right, Jackson Capella, we know he's got a good high end as he leads it out slow. The only rule about the first lap is it's got to be at a walking pace, so he can go pretty slow if he wants to. Cameron says, well, I don't know, I'm not sure I want to go that slow. You know, you got to go a certain amount so you don't fall over. Cameron now moves to the front so Jackson can watch him from the back. That's the place where you typically want to be in a match sprint. Cameron looking around, seeing when Jackson's going to make his move because he's got a lot of spitfire, this young Jackson Capella. They're going to hear the bell now, so somebody's got to make a move, and it's going to be Cameron Coleman. Cameron Coleman picking it up, but Jackson Capella diving down to that black line, and Cameron's going to move in, and he's going to have to go. Jackson's going to have to go up and over Cameron Coleman. Cameron Coleman owning that black line. Cameron Coleman with the W. Jackson Capella closing it tight. Cameron Coleman making his move early. Let's hear it for those young gentlemen. A W for Cameron Coleman. Do we think this is Mike Malin, maybe? 74. Yep, okay. Next up, oh, ho, ho. Always look to your right when you're entering the track. So we've got Chris Fisher and Mike Malin. Signed a release.
All right, riders, this is your 3-lap match sprint. 3-lap match sprint from here. Riders ready, roll.
All right, Chris Fisher and Mike Mallon. I'd like to tell you more about Mike Mallon, but I don't know any more about Mike Mallon. But Chris Fisher is out of Ohio. He's one of our regulars out here. He's been gone for a little bit, but we're glad he's back. Chris Fisher decides, I'm just going to go for it. Mike Mallon's thinking, well, I'll use that banking to see if I can pick up some speed here. Chris Fisher with 2 to go, strongly out in the lead. Mike Mallon chasing him down now. Now it's 1 to go. Chris Fisher better keep it going because Mike Mallon is picking up steam in the back there. Look at this. He's closing that gap down. Chris Fisher's got to keep his head to the ground if he wants to get the W. And Mike Mallon working at coming around, going to get up and over, and it is going to be Chris Fisher. But Mike Mallon, nice recovery. Good work out there. A W for Chris Fisher. Oh boy, and now we got a couple of hot shot juniors for you. Coming right up, Danelle Anderson and Brandon Leary. Oh yeah. Remember I said those young kids are the future of cycling? Well, this is the state of cycling in the state of Michigan, in the country right now. These 2 young men that you're about to see are some of the best juniors, among the best juniors in the country, and they'll be out here proving it when the U.S. Madison Nationals comes to Detroit, November 12th through the 14th.
Riders, this is a 3-lap match sprint, 3 laps from here. Riders ready, roll.
So Danelle Anderson in the red, Brandon Leary in the black. And Danelle decides he's going to try to ride Brandon up a little bit. Can he keep him up there on that banking? Can he control it from there? Brandon Leary says, maybe, maybe not. They've got 2 to go. They're riding high up there. Danelle trying to control it from that bottom position. Brandon Leary thinking about when he might make a move, and that bell is going to go right now, and somebody's got to jump, and it both jump at the same time. Danelle Anderson dumping down to that black line to claim that pole position. Brandon Leary riding hard to get up and over. Danelle Anderson has to hold his position, and it's going to go to Danelle Anderson and Brandon Leary. A W for Danelle Anderson. Nice work out there. All right. Clean racing by both of all of our racers tonight. Good to see. Next up. Oh, Mike Hartrick got his work cut out for him. Mike Hartrick and Jonathan Blazovic. Hartrick in the red helmet. Blazovic in the white. Bobrow and
All right, riders, this is your 3-lap match sprint, 3 laps from here. Riders ready, roll.
All right, Michael Hartrick drew that pole position, so he's got to lead it out for at least a lap unless Jonathan Blazovic decides he'd rather go in front of him. Hartrick looking back. Watching what Blazovic's going to do. We've seen the power and the speed that Blazovic has to suddenly make a jump. So that's 2 to go now. Hartrick off the saddle. He decides he's not waiting. He's going to pick up the speed right now with 1 to go. Hartrick leading it out. Blazovic trying to accelerate in that slipstream, and look at him close the gap down. Hartrick's got to kick it if he wants to win it. Blazovic trying to come up and over across top Hartrick, and it's going to be Jonathan Blazovic with the W. Mike, oh! All right, he's up. Let's hear it for Jonathan Blazovic, not only for the win, but standing up after that incident into the wall. Have a little pause in the action while Bruce Carlson, chief referee, checks him out. Okay, now he's up. All right, let's hear it for Jonathan Blazovic. We're glad he's up. One of our great racers out here, kind of new out here. Clearly has the power. And that's why we don't want people having their hands. Yes, let's hear it for Jonathan. Okay. One of our spectator requirements is when you're standing up at the rail, and it is a great place to watch the bike race from, but you can't have anything hanging over that rail. There's a reason it's there. You just saw it. But it is great most of our spectators tonight are pretty quiet. Nothing hanging over the top. They don't move too much. You can be one of them. All you have to do is sign up and we'll take your picture and put you up there. You can be one of our forever fans. So this time we've got Will Bobrow and Connell Alford. Oh boy. We don't like to promote other sports too much, but Connell Alford is an excellent cross-country runner. He won't be with us next week, which, by the way, we've got a 2-day next week. It's the Oktoberfest race. So come on down, tune on in. 2 days of racing. We've got a lot of out-of-town racers coming in. It's going to be exciting out here, but Connell will be racing cross-country for his high school, Chelsea High School? Chelsea High School. So
okay, riders,
really
this is
well.
a 3-lap match sprint, 3 laps from here. Riders ready, roll.
So Will Bobrow out of Kentucky, Connell Alford out of Chelsea, Michigan. Now duking it out. So they're just taking their time, aren't they? Who's doing what? I believe this is our last match sprint. So let's see how this goes. Somebody's got to make a move, and it's going to be both of them at the same time. Nice judgment by both of them. Will Bobrow now leading it out. Connell Alford on that wheel. Can he get up and over Bobrow? Oh! And it is Will Bobrow with the W. Connell Alford in second. Nice racing there. That was pretty darn close, wheel-wise. Heads up in that rider circle. And now we get to our eliminations. I'm not going to be able to do it as well as John Hughes, who's got a lot of nerve going over to Switzerland to announce the Elite Championships over there at Gretchen, a track designed by Dale Hughes, also the designer of this velodrome. So for those of you who are watching this for the first time, what happens in this race is that they'll go around for a few laps, and then every other lap, the last rider across the line gets pulled out of the bike race until we get down to 2 to go, 2 riders. And then they get 3 to go in the bike race, and they have a sprint, much like you've just witnessed. So in this race, we've got Donald Smith, Ian Fisher, Jack Leary, Donovan de Graffenried, Cormac Leary, and Caramia DiGiulio. So while you're normally watching the front of the race, in this instance, when you hear the bell, look at the back of the race, the next lap. Bruce Carlson making sure that these youngsters understand how this all works. Not only are they new to bike racing, but they're new to the rules of bike racing and the different events that bike racing offers. We like to consider all of these events the games of bike racing. There's different ways to play it. This is the elimination.
All right, riders, this is your elimination race. Elimination race. When you come around, it'll be 5 to go, 5 to go. First bell is at 1. We pull at 0. Should be every other lap after that. No bell, no sprint. When we get down to 2 riders at the end, coming out of turn 4, it'll be 2 laps to go. If you're out, you're out. Don't make a hole where there isn't. Eyes up and anticipate. Riders ready, roll.
And they're off. I haven't mentioned it once all night, but the Spokeasy is open, serving your favorite beverages. Andrew will make you anything you want down there. Well, almost anything. So come on, have a beverage of adult flavoring or for kids.
5 to go, 5 to go.
5 to go. And Donald Smith is setting the pace at the front. Ian Fisher in second right there. Jack Leary, Caramia DiGiulio, Cormac Leary, and Donovan de Graffenried. 4 to go till we start pulling riders. 4 to go. Bruce likes to get them in a group. So Donald Smith setting the pace at the front, and there goes Donovan de Graffenried. He gets on the back. Get on up there, Donovan. Get onto the wheel of Cormac. Make sure you don't overlap wheels, riders. Nice and steady. Eyes up all the way. Donald Smith still at the front. So they've got 1 to go until we pull the first rider now when they get around to the bell, when they hear the bell. So next time around, the last rider will be pulled out of the bike race. Do not overlap riders. Wheels, eyes up all the way, and Donovan de Graffenried is in the danger position. Can he get up and over somebody, close that gap on the back? He's coming on strong. We've seen him kick it in the back, but Donovan de Graffenried, you are eliminated. Nice work out there, though, Donovan. All right. Cormac Leary going up and over. He doesn't want to be the next one out. In the danger position right now is Caramia DiGiulio. You can't go under riders. You got to go over riders. Do not overlap wheels. Cormac Leary in the danger position, and it looks like it's going to be Cormac Leary. You are eliminated. Now what you don't want to do is get stuck down on the bottom and get boxed in. So now Caramia's got to go, Caramia DiGiulio's got to go up and over. She's got to get over Jack Leary. Jack Leary's going to get boxed in if he doesn't move his way out of there. And look at that young man push his way out. Ian Fisher now in the danger position, but it's going to be the young Jack Leary. You are eliminated. I'll do my John Hughes imitation later. We're left with Donald Smith, Ian Fisher, and Caramia DiGiulio. Caramia DiGiulio. Now in that last position, can she get up and over Ian Fisher? Ian Fisher spreads his elbows. He wants to make some room up there, but look at Caramia DiGiulio. Hold your line, riders. Hold your line. And it is going to be Ian Fisher. Ian Fisher, you are eliminated. So we're going to be down to a match with Donald Smith and Caramia DiGiulio.
2 to go, 2 to go.
So Donald knows what he's got in competition. They had a match sprint earlier. Caramia DiGiulio, though, has been fighting it to stay in the race. Donald Smith has got a little extra punch there. Caramia DiGiulio looking ahead. Can she accelerate and get up and over Donald Smith, or can he hold on? Don't look back, just keep going forward. Donald Smith trying to hold on to that W. Let's see if he can do it. Donald Smith leading it out, and it is Donald Smith with the W. Caramia DiGiulio in second. Let's hear it for our young junior racers. Good job out there. All right. Nice work. Oh, and now we're going to our really young juniors for the elimination.
Chris, this will be a slight change to the start. They will have 3 laps to go instead of 5.
Oh, it's a chase race for these young'uns. Okay.
No, it's to be elimination still, but
okay.
yeah.
So it's going to be an elimination, but instead of having 5 laps to go till we pull riders, we're going to have 3 laps to go. So we've got Dane DiGiulio, Byron Johnson, Dontrell de Graffenried, Byron Johnson, and Silas Perry. Next week, we'll be back here with one of our 2 days, the Oktoberfest. Come on down. We'll be serving beer and all kinds of other good stuff. We've got 2 nights of racing. We've got out-of-town racers. It's kind of a preamble to our national championships coming up in November. It'll be our first 2 days since we've come back from COVID. So we're excited to have all that kind of great action out here at the Lexus Velodrome. It starts racing at 7:30 Friday and Saturday night.
Okay, riders, this is an elimination race. If you're all together when you come around, it'll be 3 to go. First bell will be at 1. We pull at 0. Then it will be every other lap after that. We get down to 2 riders at the end. It'll be 2 laps coming out of turn 4. So in this race, for the first 2 pulls on here, it's the last person across the line that gets pulled out of the race. Okay. Riders ready? Roll.
All right, and they're off. So Dane DiGiulio in the front. They're going to be in a pack when they come around. That's how Bruce likes it. So we got a lot of new riders out there. Dane DiGiulio is actually the veteran among them. Dane DiGiulio, Dontrell de Graffenried, Byron Johnson.
3 to go, 3 to go.
And Silas Perry. So they got 3 to go before we pull the first rider. Silas Perry trying to get up there now. Comes up and over. Remember, not to overlap wheels, guys. Not to overlap wheels. And Silas Perry's just going to the front right now. Remember, you got a long way to go, guys. But Silas Perry decides he's going to get up front right away. All right, next lap, we're going to pull the last rider to cross the line. Keep your lines, everybody. Keep your lines. Do not overlap wheels. Eyes up, eyes up. Silas Perry in the lead. In the danger position is Dontrell de Graffenried and Dontrell, oh, just by a hair. Dontrell, you are eliminated. Dontrell de Graffenried, you are eliminated. Somebody going to handle that down there? I guess he's not eliminated. Okay, now your heads up, guys. Watch out, watch. Maybe. Okay, Byron, get back in there. That was confusing. We're sorry. All right, come on, Byron, kick it. You can do it. Go, buddy. So Dane DiGiulio in the front. Can Byron come over? And it's going to be Byron. Byron Johnson, you are eliminated. Byron Johnson. Silas Perry, you're still in there. You got to sprint. Dane DiGiulio. Holy smokes. Sometimes my heart gets in my mouth. Dane DiGiulio with 2 to go in the bike race. Silas Perry, you can go on up there. You're still in the race, buddy. Go after him. Go, Silas. Come on, Silas, you can do it. Go, go, go. Meanwhile, Dane DiGiulio doing a great job out there by himself. And it's going to be a W for Dane DiGiulio. Let's hear it for Dane. He's been working hard out here all season. Dane DiGiulio with the W. In second, Silas Perry. But you got to stay up on the track to get it. I guess not. All right, that's their first elimination. Could you tell? It gets a little interesting out here. Whoa. All right, now to the big people. These youngsters are tired. We put them through the paces, that's for sure. Heads up when you're coming in now. Joaquin's watching out for them. Did they think he wasn't out? Is that why they didn't take him? No.
Okay, riders, this is your elimination race. If you're all together when you come around, it'll be 5 to go. First bell will be at 1. We will pull at 0. Should be every other lap after that. No bell, no sprint. We get down to 2 riders coming out of turn 4. It'll be 2 laps to go. If you're out, you're out. Don't make a hole where there isn't. That's when bad things happen. So don't overlap wheels. And if you pass underneath on the blue, you will be out regardless of where your position is, not the person on the back of the field. Riders ready? Roll.
All right, they're off. So we've got James Woods, A.V. Leary, Tom DiGiulio, Brett Mazzani, Mike Mallon.
5 to go, 5 to
Chris
go.
Fisher. So there's a couple different ways you can ride an elimination. You can choose to ride it from the front, and you can stay pretty safe for a long time, but you're going to pull the crowd around. Or you can ride it from the back and have some fun. Generally speaking, people like to ride it from the middle, but if you ride it from the middle, you could easily get trapped, boxed in, because even though it's really good to be on the wheel of somebody else and enjoy that slipstream, it's really bad if you can't come out from behind that wheel and you get trapped down low. And if you're below the black line, if you're on the blue, you're going to get called out. You cannot pass below. So right now, A.V. Leary is at the front of the field, but it doesn't really matter. They're going to hear a bell now, and the next time around, we're going to call our first rider out. So Tom DiGiulio now low. He's going to get trapped in there. If they all go up and over, Brett Mazzani duking it out with Mike Mullen up high. Whoa! And it is going to be James Woods. You are eliminated. James Woods. Mike Mullen up high. Tom DiGiulio trapped down low. He's got to back off and come up and over if he wants to stay in. He's got to get over Mike Mullen. Mike Mullen keeping DiGiulio down low. And I don't know if he can get the kick in, but now, oh, look at this, and it is going to be Mike Mullen. Mike Mullen, you are eliminated. Mike Mullen. DiGiulio looking around. Who's he got to get up and over? Off the saddle. Meanwhile, in the front, A.V. Leary setting the pace. Chris Fisher gets right next to her. Tom DiGiulio's got to give it a little kick if he wants to stay in there. DiGiulio working hard. And it's going to be Thomas DiGiulio. You are eliminated. 3 down to 3. A.V. Leary down low. Chris Fisher up high. Brett Mazzani going to have to go up and over somebody. A.V. Leary trying to control it from the pole position. Can she control it all the way in? If Fisher gets ahead of her, he can drop in. And it's going to be Brett Mazzani. Brett Mazzani, you are eliminated. So now A.V. Leary's been working hard all night, and she worked hard to stay in at that time. Could she hold on for the win? Chris Fisher looking around.
2 to go, 2 to go.
2 to go for Chris Fisher and A.V. Leary. Oh, yeah, they're looking at each other. And now it's 1 to go. Has she got any kick left? Chris Fisher picking it up. A.V. Leary trying to get up and over. A.V. Leary, head down, going up and over, but oh, she might have run out of gas, and it's going to be Chris Fisher with the W for the elimination. Second place to A.V. Leary, who's already got a couple of W's. Let's hear it for our B Riders. Nice job out there. So as I mentioned earlier, the U.S. Madison Championships are going to be here November 12th through the 14th. And the thing that's really cool about this is that the last time there was a national championship in Detroit, Michigan, was in 1978. And guess what it was for? The U.S. Madison National Champions. So we think it's about time it's back in Detroit. We're very excited. That race back in 78 was held on a little tiny Madison Velodrome. I think it was, I don't know how big it was, 126? And it was the first national U.S. Madison Championship. So right now we've got all of our great racers up at the rail for our semi-pro A elimination race.
All right, riders, this is your elimination race. There are 10 riders in this field, 10 riders in the field. They're all together when you come around. It'll be 5 to go. First bell will be at 1, pull at 0. Should be every other lap after that. If not, there won't be a bell. If a rider is off the back, I will point to indicate to the main field that you have a rider that's off the back. If you pass underneath on the blue, you will be out regardless of your position. We get down to 2 riders at the end. Coming out of turn 4, it'll be 2 laps to go. Remember, don't make a hole where there isn't. If you're out, you're out. Trying to make a hole, only bad things happen. Riders ready, roll.
All right, we've got 10 riders out there. So this is going to be a 25 lap bike race. Well, no more than that.
5 to go, 5 to go.
5 to go before we start pulling riders. So Mike Hartrick is at the front. They're all spread out right now, but that probably is not going to last too long. This is a race where it's really tactical positioning. The most important thing that you cannot do is get boxed in. You can only go as fast as the rider in front of you. So right now it's Hartrick pulling it, Danelle Anderson in second, Tim Bober. You'll often see 2 or 3 different lines forming as they got 2 to go before we pull our first rider. At the back of the field, Jackson Capella. He's ridden many of these. He likes to ride it from the back because he's got a nice little kick that surprises everybody. So let's see who's in for a surprise right now. Down low, Cameron Coleman is in a tough position. Up high, you just always have to make sure someone's behind you. Jackson Capella going for it, but what's going to happen right here? And it is going to be Chris Fisher. Chris Fisher, you are eliminated. Let's see what happens next time around. As Jackson Capella controls it from the back, he's got to get over somebody. And will he do that? Down low, Cameron Coleman in a tough position, and at the line, it's Cameron Coleman. You are eliminated. All right, now Jackson Capella knows that Brandon Leary's got quite a kick, so he's trying to control him from the back of the bike race. Brandon Leary's got to get up and over somebody if he wants to stay in the bike race. Down low, Mike Hartrick is duking it out, and it's going to be Mike Hartrick. You're out. You are eliminated, Mike Hartrick. Now Danelle Anderson in the red pushing his way out. Jackson Capella got his eyes on the red jersey of Danelle Anderson. At the front, Will Bobrow controlling it. Danelle Anderson moving up high. Jackson Capella trying to get up and over somebody. But it's going to be Jackson Capella. You are eliminated. Jackson Capella. Still at the front, Will Bobrow. In the back, Danelle Anderson. He's going to get, whoa, eyes up, riders. He's going to get boxed in, but he makes his move to the outside. Was it enough? Is it too late? Tim Bober down below on the line, and it's going to be Tim Bober. Tim Bober, you are eliminated. The kid got ya. The kid got ya. All right. Still in the bike race, Will Bobrow, Martin Vecchio, Connell, Alford, Danelle Anderson in the red, and Brandon Leary. Oh, they're duking it out in the back. Brandon Leary looking for someplace to go. Oh, it's going to be Danelle Anderson. Danelle Anderson. Oh, just by a little bit. You are eliminated. Down to 4. Oh, my goodness. What's going to happen here? Three across. On that 50-degree bank, and it gets kind of hairy out there. Brandon Leary trying to get up and over Martin Vecchio. Martin Vecchio trying to keep him at bay. Will he do it? And it's going to be Martin Vecchio. You are eliminated. And down to 3. Connell Alford kind of sits back. Is he going to go up and over Will Bobrow and Brandon Leary? Or is he going to let him duke it out? Connell Alford, can he make his move to the outside? Brandon Leary trying to get up and over, and it's going to be at the last minute. Brandon Leary, you are eliminated. Brandon Leary. So we're down to a match sprint between Connell Alford and Will Bobrow.
2 to go, 2 to go.
2 to go in the bike race. When they were matched up in the match sprints, Bobrow won it. So let's see if Connell Alford does something a little different here. And Bobrow's off and running. Connell Alford chasing him down. Bobrow holding his line, looking back, and Connell Alford says, So the W goes to Will Bobrow. Second to Connell Alford. Nice racing out there. Let's hear it for our RA racers. Good work out there. Need I remind you all in the house to get your favorite beverage from Andrea at our Spoke Easy Bar. Our bar sales help pay for our programming out here. Bar sales, ticket sales, and sponsorships from our wonderful sponsors. Mead Lexus of Southfield, Mead Lexus of Lakeside, and Lexus of Ann Arbor. Diversified Members Credit Union, and the Rafa Foundation. All the racing out here brought to you under the auspices of the American Cycling League. The Lexus Velodrome, the coolest velodrome in the world, located at I-75 at Mack Avenue in Midtown Detroit. Right smack dab in the middle. We're that big white dome you go by every day. So now we're going to have a semi-pro A and B points race. We've got 45 laps. There's 4 sprints. 5, 3, 2, 1 points on those sprints. So every 15 laps, we'll be having a sprint out here. So what is that? When are those sprints? 31. So that's only 3 sprints.
All right, riders, this is a 45-lap points race. 45-lap points race. There are 3 sprints. 3 sprints. The bells will be at 31, 16, and 1. 31, 16, and 1 are your bells. The points are 5, 3, 2, 1. No double points on the last. No double points on the last. All right, 45-lap points race. Riders ready, roll.
All right. So we've got out there Jackson Capella, Cameron Coleman, Donald Smith, Caramia DiGiulio, James Wood, Brett Mazzani, Chris Fisher, Tom DiGiulio, and Mike Mullen. Nice field for a 45-lap points race. They've got 45 to go. Keeping it steady, just don't overlap wheels and eyes up all the way. That's the rule. Jackson Capella setting a pretty relatively easy pace at the front right now. He pulls up. Cameron Coleman takes over. And now Donald Smith, one of the best little bike racers out there. He pulls up, and Caramia DiGiulio, everybody's pulling up. It's a rotating pace line. James Wood pulls up, and now it's Brett Mazzani. Mazzani takes a full turn. Oh, he might even go a whole lap. Let's see. And Mazzani pulls up, and it's Chris Fisher. So 41 to go. They're going to hear a bell at 31. Tom DiGiulio now pulling to the front of the field. Followed by James Wood and Mike Mullen. And Jackson Capella. Don't overlap wheels there, Cameron. Back off a little bit. You're getting too close. All right. Now back to the front, Jackson Capella. Next up, Cameron Coleman. Mike Mullen looking for a hole to drop in. Doesn't see one. He's got to wait to get to the back of the field. Meanwhile, a gap. Donald Smith closes that gap, and now up goes Caramia DiGiulio, letting Brett Mazzani close the gap on the 3 riders up front, which include Jackson Capella, Cameron Coleman, and Donald Smith. Brett Mazzani moving up to close it up. And we've got everybody together once again. Capella setting an easy pace at the front. .36 to go. 36 to go in the bike race. The winner of this race is not necessarily the person who crosses the line first at the end, but the person with the most points throughout the race. If they get lapped, they lose points, but they can still compete for points. So Jackson Capella holding on to that lead position, maybe thinking he'll take the sprint from the front with 34 to go now. Capella picks it up a little bit. Everybody's accelerating. Capella looks back. Yeah, they're all still there, Jackson. They're bunching up a little bit. Caramia Julio off the back, but look at Brett Mazzani coming up and over. He's going to get things going here with 32 to go. Oh, they're going to hear the bell when they come around. Stay low, Caramia. So the first sprint of this 45-lap points race is underway. Jackson Capella leading it up. Brett Mazzani going high. Cameron Coleman moving out of the slot behind Capella or not. And it's going to be Capella, Coleman, Mazzani, and Fisher. So Jackson Capella picks up those first place points. He's got 5. Chris Fisher goes up and over Capella now. Is he going to drive this a little faster? 29 to go in the bike race. Fisher definitely is picking up the pace out there. Capella sitting on, now it's up to Capella. We've got a little 4-man break here. Cameron Coleman moves to the front. He pulls up and Brett Mazzani takes over. So Jackson Capella's got 5 points. Cameron Coleman's got 3. Brett Mazzani 2. Chris Fisher 1. And they're yelling at each other. I think they're communicating. So keep pedaling up there, Mike Mullen. Don't slow down. Chris Fisher now picking up the pace. Holding on, Cameron Coleman. Pedal, pedal, pedal all the way around. Up goes Cameron Coleman. Back down to 4th position. Jackson Capella back to the front. They're bunching up a little bit. Brett Mazzani now to the front. James Wood and Tom DiGiulio trying to get up to this 4-man break out front. But Chris Fisher now cracking it even a little bit more as, get a little bit of dancing on the track right now. Now Cameron Coleman drops into the wheel of Chris Fisher. He wants to stay up on the front there. They're going strong at 22. 22 to go in the bike race. 22 to go. Cameron Coleman taking the lead, staying out front. Everybody's breathing hard. We've lost a few riders out there. Mike Mullen out. Still going nice and steady. And look at this, Tom DiGiulio closing that gap. Julio and Woods. So they can close it and get in that sprint. 20 to go. The next sprint is going to be at 16 to go. Tom DiGiulio sticking with it, trying to close up. Jackson Capella wants to get on the wheel of Chris Fisher, he decides. Cameron Coleman goes up, drops down onto Jackson Capella, and at the front, Brett Mazzani. Keeping it going. Chris Fisher now. And DiGiulio almost up there. Come on, Tom, you can get up there. Kick it. Let's hear it for DiGiulio, working hard to get up there. Go, Tom. Meanwhile, these 4 out front have done a great job. But look at this. Tom DiGiulio closes the gap. Now, heads up, eyes up, Cameron. See who you got in your field now. Tom DiGiulio. Oh, no. Is he going to go up and over? Here we've got another sprint going on. Hold your position, James Wood, as we've got a sprint going on. Jackson Capella leading it out. Cameron Coleman. So it's going to be Capella, Coleman, Fisher, and Mazzani. Heads up, eyes up, hold your position. All right, James Woods can ride in there. Tom DiGiulio still caught him, and then they caught him right at the sprint. That was bad timing, but he almost got in it. So right now, the leader is Jackson Capella with 10 points. Cameron Coleman with 6. Brett Mazzani with 3. Chris Fisher with 3. So the final sprint is going to determine the winner, but Jackson Capella's got a pretty nice lead. His closest competition is Cameron Coleman. 11 to go in the bike race. They're almost there. As DeGiulio closes up that gap on Mazzani, Chris Fisher looking for where he's going to drop in at. And Mazzani at the front. Chris Fisher drops in on the wheel of Cameron Coleman. James Woods is down a lap, but he can still compete in the sprint. Tom DeGiulio on even mileage with the leaders. DeGiulio now setting the pace out front. He pulls up. Jackson Capella takes over. Capella off the saddle. He's going to kick it a little bit. Let's see if they can get out in front of everybody. James Wood fighting to stay on that wheel. Capella still driving it hard. Now Cameron Coleman, the young Cameron Coleman, I might say. He's been out here training hard all season. A lot more to come. Now Chris Fisher back to the lead. Once again, we'll repeat the points, riders. Jackson Capella's got 10. Cameron Coleman has 6. Brett Mazzani and Chris Fisher each have 3. Round and round they go. Capella pulls up. Cameron Coleman pulls up. Chris Fisher back to the lead. Jackson drops down on the wheel of Brett Mazzani. Cameron Coleman drops in ahead of Tom DeGiulio. DeGiulio fighting to stay on the wheel of Chris Fisher. So now whoa, it gets a little dicey out there with 4 to go in the bike race, 4 to go. Give these guys a round of applause. Good racing out there. Yeah. James Wood is now out of the bike race, so we're down to 5. Jackson Capella still leading it out. Brett Mazzani getting over Tom DeGiulio. As we start setting up for the final sprint of the bike race, Cameron Coleman looking around. He's still got 2 to go, though. 2 to go. That's a long distance when you're out there after riding 45 laps. Cameron Coleman holding on, sitting on the hip of Jackson Capella. He knows he's got to beat Capella if he wants to win it, and it's now 1 to go in the bike race. Jackson Capella turning on the afterburners, but look at Cameron Coleman up and over. Cameron Coleman trying to take on Jackson Capella, and Cameron Coleman going up and over. Look at this kid go. Nice racing out there by Cameron Coleman. Jackson Capella, Brett Mazzani, Chris Fisher. Woohoo! Good racing out there. So Jackson Capella wins it in points with 13 points. Cameron Coleman in second with 11. Brett Mazzani with 5 and Chris Fisher with 4. But what a great final effort by Cameron Coleman. Jackson Capella with the W. Let's hear it for our racers, our A and Bs together in the points race. Next up, it's gonna be the Madison. All right, we're excited. The Madison is soon to begin as our riders get up to the line. We've got 3 teams out there tonight. They're going to do 90 laps. There'll be 9 sprints every 15 laps. 6 sprints every 15 laps. 3 teams duking it out. On the home stretch, let's introduce them. That's Will Bobrow. He's the one half of Team Green. His partner over here on the back stretch, that's Mike Hartrick. That's Team Green. Next up, it's Team Yellow. On the home stretch, it's Martin Vecchio and his partner tonight over here on the back stretch, Tim Bober. I don't know, they call him Tim the Slice Bober, but I don't know where that came from. Back to the home stretch in the red, that's Connell Alford and his partner tonight, the young Danelle Anderson. Team Red, so they're gonna go 90 laps. They're gonna have 6 sprints. 76, 61, 46, 31, 16. That final sprint is gonna be worth double points. The team that wins is the team with the most points.
All right, riders, this is a 90-lap Madison. 90-lap Madison. First few laps will be under control. There'll be a single bell to take it out of control. Riders on the backstretch have to remain motionless until the riders on the front stretch have completed 1 lap. Your sprints are at 70, the bells for your sprints are at 76, 61, 46, 31, 16, and 1. 5, 3, 2, 1 are the points. Double points on the final sprint. Remember, if you drop in, you're making an exchange. You just need to draw even with your rider. You do not have to do a hand sling. That is optional. Make it safe for everybody. Oh, by the way, if you lap the field, it's 10 points plus. If you get lapped by the field, it's minus 10 points. Riders ready, roll.
And they're off. The Madison. Why is it called the Madison? If you've tuned in for the first time, I'm going to tell you. It was invented in Madison Square Gardens in the late 1800s. 1899 to be precise, says Dale Hughes, who runs everything out here at the Lexus Velodrome. Anyhow, so it happened in Madison Square Garden. If you go to Europe, they call it La Americaine. So this is a very popular race in Europe. And it's popular here in Detroit, and we'll be having the Nationals, as I mentioned, in November. But the point of it is that they do this crazy thing called exchanging. So you're going to see it right now with Team Red. They're going to be the first to do it on the track as Connell Alford takes his hand off his handlebars, reaches up, grabs a hand of Danelle Anderson, and literally throws him into the bike race. Now they do this at speed. They do it every other lap or so. And it makes a big difference as they propel their partner into the pace line, into the race line. It's very exciting because what that means is that every other lap somebody's going like crazy because they recover. They recover up at the top of the track above the blue line. That's the relief line. They race down at the bottom of the track at the black line. So right now you're looking at Tim Bober leading it out with Danelle Anderson and Mike Hartrick. This is a good race to learn the Madison, learn how to watch the Madison because it's not so confusing. Usually we have more than 3 teams, but this is a good way to get it going right now. That intermediate bell that you heard in there is when Bruce Carlson decides that the race is out of control. Now the riders have to gauge where the rider ahead of them is going to come in at. Couple rules out here. If you come in for the exchange, you've got to make the exchange. And never, ever, ever do you go between 2 riders of the same color jersey. That's a definite no. So Danelle Anderson drops down to his partner, Connell Alford, and in he goes. Mike Hartrick coming in for Team Green at the front. Bobrow throws him in. So it's Hartrick, Bober, and Anderson. 1, 2, 3. Hartrick pulls up. Connell Alford drops down for the throw-in. And in he goes. In goes Martin Vecchio for Tim Bober. And Vecchio is off and running. He's going to start the first jam of the night. Martin Vecchio trying to shake things up out here, and Will Bobrow with intensity goes in. So it's Vecchio, Alford, and Bobrow. In comes Danelle Anderson. Come in hot, Danelle. Coming in hot. And in goes Danelle Anderson. As I hear that bell for the first sprint of the bike race, Will Bobrow going up high over Martin Vecchio. Martin Vecchio, oh, going up high over Tim Bober. Look at this happening. Whoa, don't overlap wheels there. And in goes Hartrick, and it is green, red, yellow. Green, red, and yellow. Bobrow misses the exchange with Mike Hartrick. So here he comes, and now in goes Mike Hartrick. Connell Alford in for Team Red. And they wound it up and got it going, and now we've got Team Green in first place with 5 points. Team Red in second with 3. Team Yellow with 2. All right. As they regroup here, Anderson at the front. Nice and steady out there. The black line is the shortest distance around the track. That's where we measure those 166 meters. Danelle Anderson picking it up. Is he going to go up and over Tim Bober, or is he going to drop on the wheel of Tim Bober? Tim Bober has out there. He's been dominating the Madisons recently. So he's the marked man out there. But Will Bobrow coming up from Kentucky. Bobrow comes out here and races regularly, and he does a great job pushing the limits of Madison racing here in the city of Detroit on the Lexus Velodrome. Once again, thank you to our fabulous sponsors, Meade Lexus of Southfield, Meade Lexus of Lakeside, Lexus of Ann Arbor, Diversified Members Credit Union, and the Rafa Foundation. We couldn't do it without them. We've got a lot of things going on in this 64,000 square foot facility. You can come out here and do group fitness. At our Detroit Fit Group Fitness Studio. I'm going to get off that subject and back to the race. We've got 63 to go. The next sprint is at 61. Not only do these racers have to keep track of the bike race and what's happening on the track, they have to do math in their heads. Where have I got to place in order to win the bike race? First is the easiest. You get the most points. Tim Bober off and running right now. Look at him go. Bober off the saddle, picking up the pace. Everybody's got to come in hot because it just got picked up. Mike Hartrick, is passing on that. Oh, Team Red misses their exchange. And it's going to be a tough one for Team Green to stay in there. Martin Vecchio coming in hot for Team Yellow. Will Bobrow go up and over Vecchio? And it's going to be Team Yellow, Team Green, and Team Red. Team Yellow, Team Green, and Team Red. A high exchange for Team Red up there. Missing an exchange is very damaging to your position on the track. Watch that coming in there. Don't overlap wheels, riders. Bober back in it. Hartrick in second. Everybody's moving now. 56 laps to go in the bike race. 56 laps to go. And what's happening here? Everybody's easing up. Team Green with a high exchange right now. There we go. Get it back down low. The exchange at the black line. That's where we want those exchanges to take place. Bober looks around. He moves up a little bit. Bobrow drops in on the wheel of Bober. It gets a little confusing. Trust me. Martin Vecchio now in for Team Yellow. Vecchio pulls up, Bobrow takes over. Connell Alford in the red, keeping it going for his team. So they've got, green has got 8, yellow has got 7, red has got 5. It's pretty cut and dry right now. They're going to have another sprint at 46. Mike Hartrick getting ready for the throw-in from Will Bobrow. Martin Vecchio coming up to Tim Bober. Danelle Anderson pulls up, drops down on the wheel of Mike Hartrick, and in goes Tim Bober at the front. Tim Bober picks up that pace a little bit. He never lets up, that Bober. Now Connell Alford drops in for the throw-in. They start calculating for that sprint at 46. Connell Alford in the front, leading it out. Bober takes over. Hartrick in second. Bobrow dropping down to Hartrick. All right, 47, they're going to be hearing a bell when they come around. Let's see how this plays out. Martin Vecchio looking back. Where's his partner? Is he going to get in before this sprint? And look at this, Donald Anderson going up high. He's got to go up high and over Team Green, who doesn't make their exchange. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Tim Bober now getting thrown into the front of the bike race, and it's going to be yellow, green, and red. Yellow, green, and red. I don't know if that is, does that stand with that? Bruce Carlson says that's all good, what happened there. So now we got a little bit of a break in the action. Not a break in the action, a break in the field, excuse me. Mike Hartrick going up high for that exchange for Team Yellow. He drops in on the wheel of Martin Vecchio now, and Connell Alford chasing him down. And after that last sprint, we've got Team Yellow in the lead with 12, Team Green in second with 11, and Team Red with 7 points. So this is still anybody's bike race with 3 sprints left and double points on that last race. Danelle Anderson pulls up, Mike Hartrick. A little bit of an easing up here, a nice spread out by our relief riders. So in goes Bobrow. Martin Vecchio dropping in on his wheel. Danelle Anderson sticking tight. Once again, yellow with 12, green with 11, 7 for red. So we got Bober going in, Alford going in. Bobrow dropping into the wheel, onto the wheel of Alford. Now Tim Bober's got a little bit of a gap on Connell Alford, but we don't expect that to last too long. Connell Alford with his head down, he's going to close that right up. And by the way, Bober pulls up, so there we go, making it nice and easy. Team Green with a hot exchange right now. In comes Mike Hartrick from Bobrow. We got a double exchange going on right now. It's going to happen with Team Yellow. In goes Vecchio. At the front, in goes Anderson. Mike Hartrick going up and over everybody. Hartrick now leading it out. Danelle Anderson fighting to get back on the wheel of Mike Hartrick. We've got a sprint at 31 with 34 to go on the track, 34 in the bike race. Hartrick coming up to his partner, Will Bobrow. Bobrow drops down for the throw-in. So it's Team Green, Team Red, Team Yellow in that order right now, setting up for this sprint with at 33 to go. The sprint's at 31, and Team Green is going ahead of everybody. Will Bobrow just kicking it right now. Tim Bober waiting to get on the wheel of Connell Alford as Will Bobrow gets a quick quarter a lap on the rest of the field at 32 to go. 32, and now they are going to hear a bell. Team Green in the position to pick up those points. Mike Hartrick now going in. Spread out, you guys. Danelle Anderson passing on the throw-in. So Connell Alford has got to take the sprint, and it is Team Green, Team Red, and Team Yellow. Connell Alford on a double rotation. He drops down on the wheel of Martin Vecchio, or tries to, and that changes the nature of things. Team Green moves to the lead with 16 points. Team Yellow has got 14. Team Red has got 10. They're working hard out there. Let's give them a round of applause. They are earning it. On the track right now, Team Yellow surges ahead. Martin Vecchio coming up to his partner, Tim Bober. Are they going to try to take a lap on everybody? Will Bobrow is not going to let that happen. Will Bobrow with a 2-point lead on Team Yellow is not going to let them get away from him right now. But Tim Bober is keeping the pressure on front. Bobrow chasing him down. Danelle Anderson coming up to his partner, Connell Alford. And in goes Alford. They're getting a little tired. Meanwhile, at the front, the action is on. The pace is hot. Vecchio in, Hartrick in. Team Yellow and Team Green. Team Red can get up there. Come on, Connell, you can do it. Close that gap. Get up there. Danelle, it's going to be up to you to get to work as soon as you get in there. Vecchio and Hartrick going back and forth now. Tim Bober, Bobrow waving on Hartrick. He's passing on that exchange. In comes Danelle Anderson. Coming on strong for Team Red. Martin Vecchio at the front now. Coming up to his partner, Tim Bober. In goes Bober. Mike Hartrick at the end of a double pull. That's hard to do. Connell Alford coming in for Danelle Anderson. Meanwhile, at the front, Team Yellow is still riding away with it. Look at Tim Bober. He's got almost a half a lap on Team Green. Will Bobrow's got to chase him down now. Tim Bober and Martin Vecchio trying to ride off with this bike race. There's going to be another sprint at 16 to go. We're looking at 18 right now. Martin Vecchio digs down, gets down on the drops, and there he goes. In the chase, Team Red and Team Green. In comes Danelle Anderson. Whoa, for Team Red. Will Bobrow drops onto the wheel of Danelle Anderson. And look at this. They've got a half a lap on the field. Martin Vecchio going for it. Martin Vecchio and Tim Bober in a position to pick up first place points on this sprint at 16. A lap to go for Team Red and Green, so Team Yellow picks up those first place points. Let's see if it's going to be Green or Red for second. Hartrick goes up high, so it's Green and then Red. 14 laps to go in the bike race. 14 laps to go, and Tim Bober is still pushing it. He's out to get a lap on the rest of the field. Can he do it? They are now tied with Team Green. Team Yellow and Team Green each have 19 points. Tim Bober still going after that lap. As Martin Vecchio drops down for the throw-in. Team Red and Team Green chasing down Team Yellow. Martin Vecchio working it at the front. Danelle Anderson and Will Bobrow at the back. And they are very close to getting a lap on these two other teams. Team Yellow just not letting up. Bobrow and Anderson trying to keep it going, working hard. But they are now within sights on the straightaway. Martin Vecchio down on those drops. He's pushing it hard. Tim Bobrow looking to take over. They are now within a quarter of a lap, lapping Team Green and Team Red. In goes Bober now for Martin Vecchio. And Team Yellow is set up to get a lap on the field. But look at this. Connell Alford is not going to let it happen. Connell Alford riding away with it. Can he get away from Team Yellow as Team Yellow overtakes Team Green now? Connell Alford working it hard for Team Red. They're making the move, and now Tim Bober pulls through on Team Green as Martin Vecchio gets ready for the throw, and they still have not overtaken Team Red. As Connell Alford said, I'm not going to let it happen to me, and now Danelle Anderson is out front. They've got 5 to go in the bike race. 5 to go in the bike race. Martin Vecchio trying to close in on Danelle Anderson. And they are all going to be together for that final sprint. So Team Yellow picks up 5 points, 10 points for lapping the field. Team Yellow now with 29 points going into that final sprint. It's double points on that final sprint. But I'm not sure anybody can take over Team Yellow at this point. That was pretty amazing. Let's hear it for Team Yellow for lapping the field. What a job out there. Holy cow. Not easy to do. And it's 1 to go in the bike race. Connell Alford out front. Either stay, okay, they're all going to take it through to the finish here. These are going to be your finishes. Connell Alford going for the first place at the end, and it is red, yellow, and green. Great racing out there by all of our racers. Team Yellow is the winner of the 90-lap Madison. Let's hear it for all of them. Yellow with 35 points, green with 23, red with 22. Great racing out there by all of our Madison racers. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming down to the Lexus Velodrome. Thank you to our fabulous sponsors, Mead Lexus of Southfield, Mead Lexus of Lakeside, Lexus of Ann Arbor, the Diversified Members Credit Union, and the Rafa Foundation. Thank you to the American Cycling League, and of course to our officials, Bruce Carlson, our chief referee, J.D. Alford, our lap turner for the night, Morgan Leary, Vanessa Smith for helping out, Ejai Leve, helping in the rider's circle, Joaquin Kiley, and the head of it all, Dale Hughes, our videographer, Alex Burnside, and our video expert up here, Cassie Radstack, and lest we not forget, Kevin Morrison, our fabulous scorekeeper. All of them working hard to bring this race to you and make it happen here at the Lexus Velodrome in the heart of Detroit. We invite you to come back next week. We're going to have a 2-day. We start on Friday night. We're going to have racers from out of town coming in, duking it out. October 8th and 9th at 7:30, Oktoberfest, bikes and beer. What could be better? What a way to spend the night. Congratulations to Team Yellow, Tim Bober and Martin Vecchio.
Let's give that announcer a round of applause. Woo!